with Create Better Health Snap Ad program. And today we have something that is delicious and healthy. It's a good spin on regular nachos, and you're using sweet potatoes. That's right. Sweet potatoes make wonderful chips, and they're loaded with good for you toppings as well. And you can choose whatever you want, but today we're going to do black beans and corn, and you can add some lettuce on top and some cheese. So they are simple to make, but I personally would make the chips ahead of time. They are baked, and they take, a half hour, 40 minutes, maybe even a little longer depending on your oven. So plan ahead, and if you want to do them ahead, great. If you want to do them before you eat, then that would be okay too, but know that they take a little bit of time. This is very simple once you get the chips done, and the chips are simple to bake. They're just like roasted vegetables in the oven, only we do it at a lower degree and for a longer period of time. And you can serve them to your family and your friends, and you can even enjoy them yourself. Sweet potatoes they give us a variety instead of just your corn chips that you would normally use. It has a sweet, earthy flavor, and I hope that you're going to enjoy these too. All right, so how do we make the sweet potato nachos, right? Well, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need a sweet potato. And if you have a mandolin, you can use that, or you can use a knife. I wanted to show you that you can get it just as thin with a knife as you can with a mandolin. A lot of times people get nervous with the mandolins, and so it's kind of nice to know that you have an option as to how you would like them. Now, you're going to put some oil. I already put salt and a little bit of olive oil or canola oil, whatever you have. And then I'm just going to coat those bottoms up. We're going to kind of mix them up anyway. So, the only bad thing about cutting them with a knife sometimes is you get them uneven, but that's okay. Okay, so you're going to get those all cut, and then let's go ahead and take our spoon and drizzle a little bit of oil on them, and then some salt. The salt will help to get them crispy. Okay, so just get those oil on them really nice and coat it, and then coat the other side with a little bit of salt, and then it's ready to go in the oven. Put your oven to 290 to 300 degrees, and then you're going to put them in the oven, and you're going to watch them and set your timer, let's say, for the 20 minutes the first time, and then you'll see their little ridges start to curl up a little bit. And then you don't want them to be like this. Look what I did. These are too done. You don't want them this dark. No, you want them like this. So if your oven is doing these type of burnt looking things, then that's not the right way. You want them this way so that they're nice and crisp, and then they just kind of have a little chew and a little crisp to them. Okay? So check them and remove the ones as you go that you think are ready, or do a tester so that when you take it out, you let it sit for a second, and then you see if it's crunchy or not. And then you know the other ones are ready to come out. Okay? And then after that 20 minutes and you check it, set your timer for another 10 minutes and check it, and just kind of go about that until it gets the desired crispness you want. But so then when they come out of the oven, they look somewhat like this, and then you're going to put it on a plate and start putting your toppings on. Let's do it. I like using the smaller plate so that we can kind of figure out portion control better, and not get too carried away, right? Okay, so we'll go ahead and put all these down like this. Them all put on nice and however you'd like. And then you're going to have all your chips just like you would normal corn chips. And then I've got some corn and we drained it. And if it's just you, go ahead and take out what you want and put it on a paper towel and get it dry. The reason why we're drying these up is because it will make your chips soggy, and we don't want that. All right, we just worked hard on getting them all crisp, right? All right, and then I also drained and rinsed some black beans, and then we're gonna wanna put them on the paper towel to get those also dried. So you can see they're in a strainer, and then I'll just put what I think I'm gonna need on here. We'll get those. Now these can be put in the fridge for 3 to 4 days, and then you can use them up over that time. Okay, so we're just gonna get those kind of dried up nice and well. All right, and it could be any brand. It doesn't need to be name brand. It could be store brand or whatever you have on hand. That's the beauty of Nachos, is you can just use whatever you have. Now we have our cheese and our onions and our lettuce and our beans and corn. And so we're gonna go ahead and start getting that built up. Okay, I'm using cheddar cheese. I like the flavor, but you can use any cheese that you have, American or a mixed, anything that you might have on hand will work or that you like, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit on top of there, and then I'm gonna add some corn, and let's add some black beans, and then let's get some onions, and I have just like thinly sliced my onions, however many you think. And then we're going to top it with some lettuce, and you can, as far as the corn goes, you can use frozen or canned, and just make sure, of course, that, like I told you, to make sure your corn is dry. And then here's some lettuce that you can put on top of that, and if you really wanted to, you could warm them up in the microwave for a little bit before putting your lettuce on to melt your cheese a little bit. Super easy. Customize it to how you want and use what you've got on hand. And I want to remind you to try and exercise. Try something new, like maybe Tai Chi, or move your way, but make sure you're moving. And make sure to visit your senior citizen food commodity center to see if you qualify for a monthly food box. From my home to yours. Until next time, bye.